Today we're checking out 5 random knives. These have nothing in common with each other than the fact that they are pocket knives. And we're going to check out each one and talk about them individually. This is the QSP Unicorn. And the QSP Unicorn has a straight back blade in 14C 28M blade steel. Green micarta scales on this particular one. It does come in other color options. Phenomenal detent. I think this is the most solid button lock that I have from QSP. Absolutely a vault. It is phenomenal. The detent is just tuned to perfection. The hole deployment and the detent for the hole deployment is tuned really well. You have a deep carry clip. It's inset with flat screws and reversible. You got the reversible cover right there, the plate. You got these see-through holes that definitely bring down the weight. Its ergonomics are really good in the hand because this thing's rounded back there, so it sits in the palm really nicely. Its straight back design is not going to be for everybody because some people don't want so much belly, but some people do. Some people like to cut down on top of a surface, and in that case, you want a belly. As far as utility cuts, because it's more compact, you can use the tip, but you definitely have to lift your elbow way up in order to get that. I wish they would have done a better plunge grind and sharpening choil, but hey, this thing is still a very, very solid knife. They did a good job on it. Now, I have another QSP I want to talk about, and it's this guy, the Walrus. Now, the Walrus is a phenomenal trailing point or Persian blade. Now, I'm not the biggest trailing point fan because I don't like that you can't use the tip very well. However, in specific situations, a trailing point is exactly what you want. They do work very well for a bunch of things, like as a self-defense knife or as a skinning knife, as a hunting knife, fishing knife, things like that. So having this belly right there allows you to cut on top of a surface or to cut around things, and then the tip is designed more for piercing upwards. But if the handle and the blade flow together right, the tip actually isn't too bad to use as a utility cutter. And this one actually works out pretty well. Burlap micarta scales that are so comfortable in the hand. We have a non-deep carry clip that's not reversible. The clip is the one thing I think does kind of take away from its attractiveness, but a lot of people don't really care as long as it has a clip. D2 steel, so this thing is very, very budget friendly. With still, a quality steel for such a budget price. The action, man, super snappy. I love the sound of it when it closes, the detent. Very, very smooth, super snappy. And the flipper tab, you can choke right up next to that edge if you need to. Pinch grips are going to be great. Good access to the lock bar. Nice cutting geometry, nice and thin behind the edge. So yeah, QSP did a really good job on their Walrus. Next is Damned Designs Invictus. Now, most of Damned Designs are really good. I'd say if you see a Damned Designs, even if it's one of the Kaisers or whatever, and you like the design, the way it looks, get it. Because if you're, in this, if you're in the realm of wanting to buy a knife at this price range, they do a great job for the money. This one has 14C 28M blade steel, brown G10 handle, deep carry clip that is reversible with a replacement plate, phenomenal access to the lock bar, super duper smooth. A great functional, the flipper tab and the jimping is so good. The jimping is nice and functional. It's actually grippy. It's placed really well. You can do the push button or the light switch. Both of them work equally as good on this. That was my fault. The drop point blade in this case, because this does, there's, like I said, they have a bunch of designs that have just a little bit different blade shapes, but the handles are typically the same. And there's a reason for that. This handle is one of the most comfortable handles you're going to find on a knife. It's just, you lock in. It's like the perfect size, perfect thickness, perfect width. And it just, man, it feels so good in the hand. This drop point blade is going to be great for utility cuts. You don't have a ton of belly, but just enough to cut down on a surface. It's going to slice really good. And because it cants the way it does, you can angle it forward and get these long cuts in. Ceramic caged bearings on the pivot. So far, everything in the videos had ceramic caged bearings. But yeah, what a great knife, man. Damn Designs. They're doing a damn good job. And next, The VED Mini Nightshade in titanium. I hope they do a large version of this. I really want to see them do an XL version of the Nightshade because that's the one they're missing right now. They have the regular size, the mini, now we need an XL. This one is in S35 VN blade steel. Love the pop of blue from the back spacer and the thumb studs. Very, very smooth. It has a nice sound. Not sure if it's going to come over the mic, but it goes ting. Anyways, so smooth. And this is for a small knife, you know, because of the shape of it. This is a Schillen cutter, by the way, this design. It is so useful because the blade is aiming at everything you want to cut. Utility cut downward, how about to the side? How about forward? You know, you can trap cuts or trap material into the cut. You can trap ropes if you're cutting them. It's such a great blade shape. You can cut ropes down on a surface. It's literally like one of the most functional blade shapes known because it's so, when you get one in hand, and if you're a user, if you use your knives a lot, get one of these in hand and you will see how useful these are. And this one comes with a very slicey blade, nice broad blade, crowned spine, something that's definitely gonna perform. But like I said, this is the mini, so there is larger versions. The mini is the only one that comes in titanium at the moment. Deep carry clip that is reversible, inset with flat screws. Love to see that. Crossbar locks are very strong locking systems. VED does a good job with them. This one is rock solid. Yeah, the Nightshade, man, great knife. Love the Nightshades. Then we have the Max Ace Zot. The Max Ace Zot. This is a budget knife from Max Ace. So Max Ace, typically their knives are, you know, above $200. In many cases, they're, you know, between $200 and $500, $600, $700. This one's under $100. It's in, I think it's around $80. It has a G10 handle. Regular clip, so it's not a deep carry clip, which actually is a good thing in this case. You have a big old backspacer. I think the backspacer might be, let me just double check really quick before I say that. Yeah, the backspacer is titanium. The liners are steel, backspacer is titanium. You have a recurved, stretched out drop point. Love this swedge on the spine. 10 CR. 10 CR 15 MOV steel. It's basically like an AUS 10, a VG10 steel. Great steel for the price considering, you know, everything else. Thumb stud action. Great thumb stud action. Great flipper tab action. This flipper tab, look at how high it is from the center of the pivot. When you can get your flipper tabs up that high, it allows a lot of power in that flip. And this one has such a great detent. Look at it, almost has recoil. This thing cranks out there. Love it. And then the thumb studs are also really well done. And the reason why I said I was happy about the clip being like this is because in the hand, you don't feel it. If this was a deep carry clip, it would annoy me so bad. And in this case, this is so comfortable in the hand for you to get, you know, cuts done without, you know, compromising your ergonomics, especially if you're doing long-term cuts and you're not just cutting one thing one time. When you're cutting something for a few minutes or, you know, even like an hour, then, you know, that's when things like that really stand out to you. But anyways, Max Ace Zot, phenomenal knife. I will have everything linked down in the description for you guys. So there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.